Hi there everyone, this is Keshava Mysore here. Today I will go through the Arsenal app and will talk through how various things work, how fast it is, what are the issues if any, etc. I won't be reviewing the images taken with it at this time. This is exclusively a go-through of the Arsenal app. I use the app on an iPhone 5s, so it is possible that there are some differences with the Android version. The version I am using is 8.51. The latest version as of today. On the iOS App Store, Arsenal is called Arsenal Remote, so you need to search for that particular word to get the proper Arsenal app. Once you start the app, it asks to connect to the device Wi-Fi name, and once you say yes, it takes approximately 5 to 7 seconds to connect. Once connected, it takes you directly to the smart module of the Arsenal. This is the heart and brain of Arsenal. This is the module that makes it not just a trigger but something more. To start live streaming, tap on the eye icon on the top left hand side of the app, and within a couple of seconds live view should be on. So what does the smart module does that makes this app or device so unique? Note that I am no expert in the software or hardware aspects of it. What I say here is how much I have come to understand it from the beginning of the Kickstarter campaign and stuff put out by Arsenal creator. As per creators, this module must make decisions for you as to what is the right shutter speed, appropriate ISO range, and correct aperture values based on the scenery that is perceived by the camera sensor and in turn read by the Arsenal device. I won't talk about it here, you can take a look at that here. Continuing further, to trigger the shot, tap on the big white button in the center. There are two options for it. It can take a photo immediately, or you can set a delay timer by tapping on tap shot and setting how you want the trigger to work, and you can delay it up to 2 hours. To set your focus point, tap on the focus icon right next to the live view icon on top left side of the app, and it will take you to 3 different focus options. There is single point focus, multi-point focus, and whole scene focus. We will see more about each of them later. On the top left hand side of the module, tapping on the gear icon will take you to app settings where you can control various stacking options like exposure stacking, otherwise called HDR by most of us, focus stacking, and long exposure stacking. You can also toggle between various grid options, focus peaking, and zebra stripes that would be helpful for cameras where it is not available yet. Other options in that module include mirror lockup and Arsenal device LED behavior. So let us check how each of these works in conjunction with the smart module. Also note that the focus options and bracketing or stacking options work with manual mode as well. Let us first start with the single point focus. Tap wherever you want the focus to be and it sets it quite quickly. A green box indicates focus has locked. If you need to fine-tune your focus, press and hold for a loop to appear and can fine-tune accordingly. Once satisfied with it, head back to the smart mode and trigger your shot. Once the shot is taken, the app refreshes and you can access the images on the SD card by tapping on the bottom left hand corner of the app. That will take you directly to the latest image triggered by Arsenal. I would have preferred it would go to the gallery first. Once there, you can review the image by double tapping on it, check its sharpness, color, etc. and also get all the basic metadata info about the image. The single point focus has done a good job, and the puffin's eye is in proper focus and not so much for other areas. Now let us check the multi-point focus. Even though it is called multi-point focus, you can set a maximum of 4 points to focus in this option. First, let us try 3 points as I am facing some issues today with this module crashing quite frequently. It took me 1 minute 57 seconds to focus and find the optimal focus distance and aperture to all of them. It is a 30 to 40 seconds improvement from previous app versions. Once the focus points are set and locked, head back to the smart module and trigger the camera. It takes a second or so to refresh the image gallery. The image is definitely sharper than the single point focus, but not entirely in focus. There are lots of areas that are not in focus, so one can say it is doing a good job. Let us also try the 4-point focus. It took 1 minute 20 seconds to finish the process. It's again a significant improvement from previous versions, and also it is possible that it is learning the scene as I am using the same scene to work with. Need to check out this app version out in the field sometime soon to see if it holds up. Once done, repeat the triggering, and upon reviewing the image, there is a small but qualitative difference between the 3 and 4-point focus images. The last of these focus options is the whole scene focus. As it states, it should focus the whole scene properly. Let us check out how does that performs. It is taking approximately 35 seconds to perform the task, which is 60 seconds faster than the previous app versions, and again it is possible it is learning the scene and improving its performance, but upon reviewing the image it has not done a proper job of focusing the whole scene. As you can see it, not a single area is in proper focus. I did try out a couple of times and the results were similar, but note that when I tried it out in the real world, the results were only slightly similar. There could be significant improvements in that in the near future. The next aspect of the app or device is the exposure stacking, or commonly called HDR. There are two ways this can be achieved. One, auto mode. Here, the app or device decides based on the scene if multiple exposures are needed or not. 2 is the fixed mode that we will see later. Let us start with the auto mode. Set the exposure stacking into auto mode and then return to the smart mode and take a shot. I am using multi-point focus for this purpose. The image looks reasonably well exposed and sharp for what my camera lens combination can achieve. I have tried this mode a few times now and it has never decided to do multiple exposures to improve dynamic range of the image. This could be due to the scenery, or since it is not yet writing a DNG file back into the SD card, it is not taking multiple exposures in auto mode, even though it might be needed. Hopefully, this will be fixed soon. So if you are not satisfied with it and need more control over it, choose the fixed mode. It can take up to 9 images with various intervals. I choose 3 images with an interval of 1 stop and using the multi-point focus. Tap on the shutter button and you will get a display ribbon about the progress of images being taken. Once this is done, it gets all the images and starts working on merging them on device to give a combined HDR image. It also has a new progress bar that shows what it is up to, and this speed has improved from previous versions. The combined image also has a tag or label as EB for exposure bracketing. While it is working on it, let us check the individual images. This is the base exposure, this is a stop down exposure, and this is a stopped up exposure. It has finished the merging or combining of the 3 images. This speed has improved significantly from previous versions and there are no crashes. The image looks good, well exposed and sharp, but it is still providing a PNG file that needs to be saved on the phone or shared via social media or to other external drives like Google Drive, Box, etc. Hopefully, the writing of DNG files back into SD card will arrive soon. The most attractive feature that I was very much interested is the focus stacking. The auto mode is not yet working in this, so let us try the fixed mode. It can take up to 20 images, but let us start with 4 images with multi-point focus and trigger the camera. Similar to EB mode, there is a progress ribbon that displays what is happening. Once all the images are captured, it starts to combine the images taken at different depths of field into one on device. The combined image is indicated by a tag FS. It has a new progress bar. While it is working on it, we can check the individual images. Looks like in this image, it has focused on the foreground, the turtle. In the second image, it has focused on the middle ground, puffin and pterodactyl. The third image is again focused on the middle ground. Okay, it's still working on the stack. Last image is focused on the background and the foreground or middle ground is not in focus. It is still working on the stack. Though its speed has improved, it has now taken more than 3 minutes. I am not sure how much time it's going to take if it is creating a DNG file instead of a PNG file, which is slow res in comparison with DNG. Hopefully, things will improve from here on. Okay, so finally it is done. Let us check it for sharpness. As you can see, the combining process can be improved. The regions are not stitched or combined properly. The background is slightly out of focus and the areas that were in proper focus in different images are not combined properly. Also, note that this is a low-res PNG file, so it could be an artifact of that as well. Regarding saving it, it is the same issue like before. You need to save it somewhere else and it won't be available on app or device after the session is over. Another nice addition would be if the image can be directly exported into Lightroom Mobile as a DNG file. That would be fantastic. So with that, I am done for today. I will soon take it out again to try it out in the wild and see how it performs in the real world. Till then, if you like my work, subscribe to my Facebook page at Keshava Mysore Photography or at Mysore Kid Photography. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube as I will be doing more videos about this device soon. So namaste, bye, and thanks for viewing.